Hey friends, Andrew here, hope you're well. I just managed to grab one of the very last MacBook Air M2s on launch day. This is upside down. I managed to grab this at my local Apple store, and there seems to be seriously huge demand for this machine, and I guess that's not news because there's a lot to be excited about with this new laptop, especially when there doesn't seem to be any direct competition to the Apple M1 and M2 laptops as of right now anyway. This is a laptop that could suit most people and represent serious bang for buck. So let's have some fun and unbox this fresh MacBook Air M2 together. I'll set it up, I'll tell you how I plan to use it, and I'll give you my very first impressions too. And by the way, I'm currently giving away a new Polaroid Now Plus to a lucky subscriber. So stay until the very end of this video and this unboxing for more. Okay, let's do this. Alright, so here it is. I got the base model. So the 8-core CPU, GPU, and that 256GB SSD storage. So I'm really keen to test this out. I've also heard of those issues with the SSD read-write speeds with the new base M2 MacBook Pro. Hopefully it doesn't impact the MacBook Air here. But yeah, let's open this bad boy up. Oh yeah, and while I'm opening this up, if you're going for a custom build, I should mention, you have to expect much longer lead times, especially with the global supply chain issues right now. It's probably easier to get your hands on the base model here. I think what I am most curious about first up is the new Midnight colorway. We've been pretty accustomed to, the standard silver and space gray, so I'm really keen to see how the Midnight colorway looks in person on this Air M2. But yeah, this configuration is going to set you back $1,199 US dollars, but this could represent some serious value for money, like I said, particularly if this performs as well as we're hoping. So here we go. This looks a bit darker actually than I thought it'd be, but let's flip this over, take a look at this properly. Yeah, this is definitely light. It's lighter than the previous Air. It's thinner and lighter thanks to that fanless design with Apple Silicon. But yeah, it weighs out 2.7 pounds or 1.24 kilograms. Super light. So tick, it is light. Now, I'm really curious about this colorway. Let's open it up because right now it does look much darker. Let's get the box out of the way. And yeah, it definitely does look a lot darker. Let's open this up. Ooh, that is nice. That is definitely dark mode vibes right now. It is much darker in person, in my opinion, compared to the renders that we've seen. But this Midnight colorway, oof, this is nice. Straight up dark mode vibes. It's extremely pro looking. I don't know if you can tell right now, but there's this blue sheen to it. Let's get the paper out of the way first. Yeah, there's this blue sheen to it. And I guess that's why it's called Midnight. It's quite dark, but yet there's this really nice blue sheen to it in certain lighting. Huge fan of this right now. Yeah, my first impressions with the colorway is, damn, this is really nice looking. If you guys are a fan of dark mode, highly recommend this. This is really speaking to me at the moment. Okay, just flipping this around now just to see how thin it is. It really is indeed pretty paper thin, especially when you compare it to the M1 Pro that I have. I would love to take this around when traveling, working abroad. Something that I did notice though, if you see at the back, there is no embossed like Air, MacBook Air or MacBook right there on the back case, as there would be on the M1 Pro. Just something to note, no biggie. But yeah, this is nice. Let's open it up now. And get to that legendary paper pill, screen paper pill. Ooh, this, man, I'm telling you guys, this looks nice in person. That keyboard, the black on black, that really clean, yeah, the blue sheen. Okay, let's move on to the screen now, because it just turned on, as you can see. Enough about banging on about the colorway, I'm just a really big fan of it. But yeah, I'm really curious about the screen here. Let's start with the famous paper pill, the legendary paper pill. Let's give this a go. Yeah, I am really curious about this screen. This split display, by the way, is getting closer and closer to the MacBook Pros. We've got a notch now on the Air, and exactly like the Pros, that features a 1080p camera and larger image sensor. Then of course we have, you know, that notch there. And I don't know if you guys are going to be a fan. I don't mind it. And then we also have the 13.6 inch liquid retina display with a slimmer bezel. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. It looks quite similar actually to my MacBook Pro 14 inch. But let's get stuck into it. Let me set this up, and I also want to go ahead and check out the screen brightness. Apparently, the screen brightness has been improved by 25%, so it's bumped up to, I believe it was 500 nits of brightness in total, so I'm keen to see this in action. And what we'll do actually when I'm just setting this up is let's bump up the screen brightness right now and see what it actually looks like. So you bring it down and then bring it back up. Great, it's frozen. I think it's already crapping itself. All right, let's bring it to max brightness here. And this is pretty bright. It's nowhere near as bright as my MacBook Pro 14 inch, but you know, that's to be expected though. Okay, before I actually set it up, let's not forget about the accessories in the box, which are pretty interesting this year too. So inside, you get this really nice midnight colored cable that goes and pairs up with the colorway, obviously, of the laptop. I don't know if I'm as big of a fan of this color as I am of the actual laptop itself. It's got more of this bluish tone to it, less of a darker tone to it. But yeah, I think it's a nice touch. I just don't know if it looks as nice as it is in person. And then let's check out the usual manuals, but what I'm more interested is those legendary stickers that I love collecting. So here are the manuals, pretty standard stuff, pretty thin. And then I guess this is the stickers. Ooh, we've got matching stickers here this year, guys. So we have midnight stickers. That's a nice touch from Apple. And then something I really want to call out actually is the power charger. So I want to call out the base model I have here, just features the standard 30 watt USB-C power block, so nothing special. But guys, for those of you going for the 10 core GPU spec at $1,499, you're going to get a 35 watt dual USB compact power charger, which is nice. I do remember seeing an option to upgrade during checkout actually. It's a $20 edition, and there's even a 67 watt USB-C power adapter too for $20, which enables fast charging, and Apple claims to charge up to 50% in 30 minutes. I think if I were to buy this again, I'd personally go for the 67 watt fast charger if I were to upgrade anyway. But honestly, if it's anything like the M1 Pro that I have, I don't need to charge it much because the battery life is insanely good. Okay, anyway, let's go back to the laptop now. So while I am waiting for this to set up, it's worth mentioning that there are rumors suggesting Apple is working on a larger 15-inch MacBook Air with the M2 processor to sit in between the 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro models. I still think it's worth getting one right now, one being this 13-inch MacBook M2 Air, unless you're maybe, a content creator, creative, or even developer. If you're a student, business owner, or a casual user overall, this should have enough firepower because from preliminary benchmarks I've seen that have been leaked, the M2 is supposedly an insane 20% faster than M1 chips. Okay, now we're in, guys, and the first thing I'll want to do is probably change the wallpaper. I'm just a bit over this generic stock Mac wallpapers, so let's go ahead and do that. So here is the wallpaper itself. I created it in Blender and Lightroom just for, a custom touch. So I'm going to change it over. Yeah, this looks much better. This is more me. If you're a fan of this wallpaper, I'll drop it in the description box below if you want to check it out. I've been enjoying it a lot, so yeah, feel free to check it out. Now, I just want to do some quick tests, open up a few apps to see how fast things are. That was just a single bounce, that too. Everything's opening up really quickly, like super quickly, no lag at all. That's great, this is awesome. I'm gonna actually run some benchmarks, but actually I do want to run a real quick Blackmagic test to see how the SSD drive compares. There is only one flash storage chip rather than two found in the M1 Pro, hence the slower speeds on the M2 Pro. Really hoping it's not the same case with the Air, but yeah, let's run this test. Ooh, guys, this is not great. Same problem here. We're getting a little over 1,600 megabytes per second, about the same as the M2 Pro. FYI, I get almost 3,000 megabytes per second on my M1 Pro, so this is pretty disappointing, but I'll be sure to run some more tests in my full review. But yeah, at the moment, guys, this is not great. I think this is a stickling point for sure. Okay, just running one more test here just to test out the display refresh rate. There's no ProMotion 120 Hz refresh rate on this Air. So as you can see here, it's 60 Hz. So it's not going to give you that super smooth scrolling experience. So I'll be running benchmark tests on this and using this in my day-to-day workflow to see how it actually performs. I'll let you all know in my full review in a few weeks' time when I've had enough time to form a proper opinion. But yeah, I think so far so good. This is a really thin, nice looking laptop. It's really fast out of the box, but that's to be expected. So yeah, be sure to subscribe so you're the first to see the cinematic review when it's out. I almost always use my tech that I review, so I'm going to see where this MacBook Air M2 fits into my daily workflow, and who knows, it may even replace my main M1 Pro right now. But to be honest, I'm still really enjoying that crispy 14-inch display on the Pro, but either way, I'll be keeping it, likely for the new studio and office space, and I'm creating a video series on the new studio and office transformation, and I want you guys to be a part of the decision making. So yeah, keep an eye out for that series. So as promised, to win that Polaroid Now Plus, make sure that you're subscribed, follow me on Instagram @AndrewEthanZeng, comment below ultra thin, and leave your Instagram handle too in that comment. And we're picking out a winner next month. All winners are announced in our newsletter, so good luck. If you're still here, you might as well check out my M1 Pro long-term review for comparison, and I'll also leave here the 13-inch M1 one-year review too. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.